So students, now we will study about the plant hormones. So four major types of plant hormones that are in your syllabus, like auxins, gibberellins, cytokinins, and abscisic acid. So auxins, they are responsible for promoting the cell enlargement. Okay, as I told you that cell enlargement means the cell expansion, the growth of the cell, means the volume of the cell, it will get increased in the cell enlargement, cell differentiation, and it also promotes the fruit growth. Cell differentiation means that they are specialized to the cells, they are specialized for performing a particular function. Now next are gibberellins. Gibberellins, they are responsible for promoting the cell enlargement, cell differentiation, fruit growth, and help in breaking the dormancy in seeds and fruit. So what is dormancy here? That is resting condition, inactive condition in case of seeds and fruit. Now next, that are cytokinins. Cytokinins, they promote the cell division, and it helps in breaking the dormancy of seeds and buds. It delay the aging in leaves. It promote the opening of stomata, and it promote the fruit growth. Okay, and the next is abs abscisic acid. S, that is silent here. It function as a growth inhibitor, promotes the dormancy in seeds and buds, promotes the closing of stomata, promotes the wilting and falling of leaves. Okay, falling of leaves, that is wilting, and causes detachment of flowers and fruits from the plants. So, if you will see here, that first, second, and third, they act as the growth promoters, means auxins, gibberellins, and cytokinins, they are responsible for promoting the growth, but abscisic acid, it is inhibiting the growth. Okay, so that's why it also function as the growth inhibitor. It is also known as the growth inhibitor. Next we will study about the movements. So there are two types of the plant movements. Okay, that is tropic movement and the nestic movement. Tropic and nestic movements. The movement in any part of a plant is usually a growth movement. Okay, so what are the tropic movements? Tropic movements means a growth movement of a plant part in response to an external stimulus, in which the direction of stimulus determines the direction of response. It means that the direction of stimulus, it determines the direction of response in case of tropic movements, but in case of nestic movements, the direction of stimulus, it will not determines the, it is not necessary that the direction of stimulus, it determines the direction of the response. So that is the main difference between the tropic movement and the nestic movement. And tropic movements, that are the growth movements, and nestic movements, they may be growth movements and they can be growth independent movements. So we have to discuss these movements in detail. So first we will discuss about the tropic movements, and then later on about nestic movements in detail. Okay, as I told you that in case of tropic movements, which are also known as the tropisms, a growth movement of a plant part in response to an external stimulus, in which the direction of stimulus determines the direction of response. Next is, there are two types of the tropic movements. First, that is the positive, and second, that is the negative. In case of positive, if the growth of a plant part, that is towards the stimulus. Okay, as I told you that the movement in any part of a plant is usually a growth movement, and especially in case of the tropic movements. So when, if the growth of a plant part is towards the stimulus, means the plants, they show their response by their growth. Okay, and when their growth means the plant part, it grows towards the stimulus, then it is considered as the positive tropism. And if the growth of a plant part that is away from the stimulus, then it is considered as the negative tropism. Okay, so when we will discuss the types of the tropism, then it will be more clear to you about the positive and the negative tropism. So now next is that some common stimulus uh, are like light, gravity, chemical, water, and touch. If suppose the light that is the stimulus, then the response against that means the types of tropism against the stimulus light, that is phototropism. And if suppose stimulus that is the gravity, then the tropic movement that is shown by the plants, that is geotropism. And if suppose stimulus that is chemical, then the movement that is shown by the plants, that is known as the chemotropism. And if suppose water that is the stimulus, then hydrotropism. And if touch that is the stimulus, then thigmotropism.